Hello and welcome to the last English language exam. The last one, hopefully, you will ever have to sit. The relief is going to be amazing, which is why I'm sitting down. I'm chilling out in a way that I hope you are chilling out now. You're just going through the videos thinking, I've done my revision. I'm not going to panic. I'm just going to make double sure I know what I'm doing. So here are my tips for tomorrow's exam. Start, if you can, with question 5 because it's worth 50% of your marks. And so in 45 minutes, you're going to come out feeling a massive high, thinking I've already got 50% of my marks and I still have an hour left to do the reading questions. However, if this idea scares you in any way, don't do it. Now, what do you need to do in that question 5? Well, you have to be able to present an argument that persuades. It doesn't matter whether it's a leaflet or a blog or a letter or a speech. The mark scheme just says, was it convincing and compelling? That's for the top grades. If it wasn't convincing and compelling, was it at least clear and detailed? So really, you're going to get really good grades up to grade 6 just by being clear and detailed. Well, how do you do that? It's really simple. You organise what you want in an argument, and that means you think through which points you're going to make, and then you think through what's the most effective order for those points. Once you've done that, you're clear. If you make some really good arguments in paragraphs, you are going to be detailed. So, here is my top technique for making a detailed answer. If you already have a different technique that works, do that. This is not the time to change something that's working. However, if you would like a technique that will improve your grade because you're not happy with the ones you're getting in the mocks, here it is. It's called the 5 whys. And when I use the 5 whys, I just ask myself a question that therefore forces me to give a reasoned response. So let's imagine a really boring exam question, because you will get a really boring exam question. Let's say the question is, all students should be encouraged to have part-time work. How far do you agree? So it doesn't matter whether you agree or not, so I'm just going to agree, okay? So I'll say to myself, right, it's really important that students get part-time work because they learn skills that will be useful for future employment, and they learn social skills which will improve their interaction with adults and their ability to get jobs in the future. Great, I've got a beginning. But why is that good? Well, if they're prepared to get jobs in the future now, when they're doing A-levels or further education, they're more likely to work hard because they will have a particular job that they're aiming for, and they'll realise that hard work is rewarded in the workplace. Okay, well, why is that good? Well, if students develop the ability to work hard, not only might that lead to better jobs, it's also going to lead to them getting higher qualifications, which means that they will be able to choose different jobs because they will be even more qualified. Okay, why is that important? Well, in modern society, people are predicted to change to do multiple jobs. They might have multiple careers. There's an increase in working from home, becoming entrepreneurs, working for mobile businesses, being able to travel and work at the same time online. Students will be able to seize these rich opportunities of the future and lead more fulfilled lives. Why is that important? Well, people who lead more fulfilled lives contribute more to society, not just financially, but socially. This will also allow them to have a better work-life balance, so that when they are adults, they will be able to enjoy their leisure time more, and they will have more time for their friends and families. Therefore, they will live longer and healthier lives. Why is that important? Well, people who live longer and healthier lives are likely to contribute more to society, both by paying taxes for longer, staying healthier for longer, so not costing the NHS loads of money in looking after them, and they're also likely to be around to support their extended families. They will grow up to be great parents and great grandparents, and then they will pass on their entrepreneurship and responsibility and enjoyment of life to future generations. And that all happened because we decided it was a great idea to make it compulsory for children to have part-time work. The future starts with that small single step and leads to this utopian vision, which is not just a vision in the clouds. Join me in this future reality. So I had no idea that I was going to argue that. I don't even believe any of that. However, the 5 whys got me there. So I was able to be detailed. Because each why builds on what went before, that makes my answer form a logical argument. Each thing that went before leads to my final point. And I didn't have to plan. I didn't have to think. Now, obviously, I'm an adult and I will be better at doing that than you will at 16. But you can afford to spend 3 minutes at the beginning of that question jotting down in like mini bullet points your answers to your 5 whys. It's devastatingly simple and super successful. And that means you can put all your energy and your creativity into the words and sentences that you use, bringing with it all those rhetorical devices that are used for persuasive writing. You might have learnt them as Da Forest. You might have learnt them from my videos as Mad Father's Crotch. It doesn't matter what they're called. You're just going to use them in order to craft your beautiful sentences and persuade. So there you go. Question 5, it's going to be a breeze. No wonder Mr. Salles is just chilling out in a chair. Now, the most important advice for the reading questions is that you stick to the time limits, because the beginning of the question, those first 4 marks, are there for everybody in the exam room to get. You know, even that kid who's only got 70% attendance and doesn't believe they're ever going to succeed, the exam still wants, and the examiners still want that kid to still get some marks. And so the first marks at the beginning of the question, super easy to get. So if you spend an extra 3 or 4 minutes trying to get 1 or 2 marks at the end of a question, that's super hard. But 2 minutes at the beginning of the next question, examiners are just chucking marks at you. Say, thank you very much. Take them. So stick to your time limits. If you get to the end of the exam and you finished early, then you can go back and fill in any gaps. Students often wonder which order to do the question in. It's not the time to change that now, probably, I would say. But if you haven't been getting great results, a really easy way to do this paper is to do the questions first, after question 5, that only ask you to look at 1 extract. And then you save question 4 till later, because that asks you to look at 2 extracts. So if you do the ones that are 1 extract at a time, you've kind of learnt more. So I would do question 4 after those, and then I'd do question 2 last, because question 2 is a short mark one that asks you to look at 2 extracts again. So that's my top advice. But really, I think question 5 is going to change your life. I will link lots of videos on here which tell you how to do each question, should you be interested. I don't know why there's a growing monkey theme in my house, but there you go, there's my orangutan. And a free signed revision guide to anyone who works out where that picture came from in my photo album. Which city did I take that photo in? A bit random, but what the hell? We're nearly at the end. Let's celebrate. And don't forget to let me know how you do in August. I'm really looking forward to your results because so many of you have studied so hard on my channel. See you in August.